Hello.
Hi.
How are you? How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. What brought you in?
Well, I recently experienced a breakup.
Okay.
It was about a year ago. I'm still kind of grieving from it. We were together for 6 years, on and off, and we recently moved in together.
Okay.
And he's a firefighter, not that that matters, but they have their own culture and their own whatever with how they choose to treat people. And one weekend, I thought we were doing just fine, no issues. And one weekend, he went away for a guy's weekend, which was fine. I didn't care. And I barely heard from him that weekend, which was fine because he was doing his own thing. There was 100% trust there. And then he comes home Sunday night, was really, really distant. I was thinking he was just like maybe still drunk or like really hungover or really tired, so I didn't really like pick at him too much. Then we went to bed. I went to bed first because I get up earlier than he does. And he came to bed and he like was like on the total opposite end of the bed, like furthest he could be. And I was like, that's weird. But then I was like, there's no way. We just moved in together. Like we've been living together for 4 months. Like there's no way. Maybe he's just tired. And then he was texting all night, and I was like, that's weird. But I was like, I ignored it. So I got up for work the next day, and things were still kind of weird. And I texted him, and I said, is everything okay? And then that's when everything just spilled out, saying, move out, I'm done, see you later. So I was like, all right, obviously I was devastated. He didn't give me any answers. He just kind of said, like, you know, we're fighting too much, we're doing this, we're doing that.
And were you fighting a lot?
At the moment, I didn't think so. But now that I look back, yes. We were, every little thing was a fight. We just weren't compatible. So then I leave work early because I was devastated. And I move out the next day, and then 3 days later, he has another girlfriend. So I'm not sure if he was cheating or how long this girl was in the picture, but they're still together.
So have you ever gotten those answers?
I have not.
Do you still communicate with him?
No.
Not at all?
No.
So why is it taking you so long to handle it?
I think because I was in shock. I think he was a big part of my life. I really, really thought that I was going to get engaged.
And you said 6 years you were together?
6 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, since I was 19 and he was 17. And I'm now 26.
Okay.
So I was in shock. I think I was more in shock that he got another girl that quickly. And I'm sitting over here like, what the heck am I supposed to do?
So he never gave you any answers following the breakup?
Nope.
Never a sorry or a this is what happened, this is how it was? So it sounds like you just want answers.
Yeah.
You never got the closure that you needed with him, and that's the reason why you're having so much trouble.
Right. So I was like, I don't know what to do. So I started going to the gym. I kind of was like lost inside.
Well, those are productive things to do.
Yeah. I mean, I cut a lot of people out. I didn't know how to handle it at the time, and I think I'm still grieving for it. It'll be a year in April. So I'm just trying to get closure, and I'm not sure how to get closure.
And have you branched out to any new relationships? Any seeing anybody else?
I have a little bit, which kind of makes me like see like, oh, you know, your heart can open to someone else. But every person that I kind of like, I guess, sought interest in ended, and it just makes me like, oh, I give up. So, you know, that's when I applied to grad school, and I was like, I need to get my shit together, I need to get my life together, I need to figure out what I'm doing.
Well, do you blame yourself at all for any of that?
I do.
You do? Why?
I feel like I wasn't, he makes me feel like I wasn't good enough for him. But I know that was a self-esteem thing with myself. I think I could have been a better house girlfriend. He wanted me to clean all the time and, you know, help in the yard and stuff, and I didn't. I came home from work, I was tired, and I watched TV because I was tired.
Yeah.
I was up at 5 o'clock that day. You go to work every 3 days, so you don't get that.
Well, did he do anything around the apartment to help?
With him, not that it matters, but he only has a high school education, so he has those very traditional gender roles where the woman has to be in the house, cleaning, cooking, doing that, and then the man works outside.
Okay.
So he told me that I was lazy and that, I wasn't.
So after that initial move out breakup, no more communication since then?
I met up with him once a week later to transfer the cable bill over in his name. And then I saw him maybe like a month ago at a party.
Okay, how was that? Did that bring up a lot of feelings?
It didn't.
No?
It was awkward. It was very awkward. I've been in contact with his family.
Okay.
Because they're not really fond of this new girl.
I mean, you were together for so long that at that point, family becomes your family.
Right.
Which is very hard.
And that's what I think I have trouble with the most.
Because you lose not only the boyfriend, but the family as well.
The family, yeah.
And would it be weird if you stayed, I mean, you said you still do stay in touch with the family.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that bothers him?
I'm sure it does.
Yeah. Or if he even knows.
If he even knows.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What he's kind of stupid, so like I don't know. Like he doesn't have a Facebook or anything, so I don't know if he keeps up on what I'm doing.
Well, it sounds like you're doing productive things to be able to get over him. You're not I mean, you said you applied to grad school, you're going to the gym, you work. It's not like you're engaging in drugs, alcohol, rebellion, any of that kind of stuff. So it sounds like you are doing productive things, but it's not working still.
It is. It's been a year, but I still feel like I should be making more progress than I am.
Do you think about him every day?
I think so.
Okay.
Even if it's unconscious, I think I do.
Well, like you said, that person is a big part of your life, and that is a very hard thing to handle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's almost like a death. I mean,
it
is. I mean, that person is in your life for that long and then is no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever experienced a death of a close one?
Just pets.
Okay.
Knock on wood.
I was going to say maybe how you coped with the death. I mean, I know it's extreme, but it is along the similar lines. How you cope with the death of someone is kind of how you can cope with the breakup.
Right.
But you've never experienced that. So it sounds like this might be your first big thing where you need help coping with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fortunately, you haven't had an experience with a relative or anything like that you lost, but this is you losing something. It sounds like for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a big thing to handle.
And it's scary going into the future. Like, the poor guy I'm with next is going to have to experience my baggage, so I'm trying to work on that. Like,
But do you feel like your self-esteem has gotten better since?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you've worked on that as well?
Yeah. At first, I mean, that first month or two, I didn't want to hang out with anyone. I cut off everyone. I just wanted to stay at home and do nothing and feel sorry for myself. And I know it's okay to have a pity party.
Yeah, well, that's normal for a brief period of time, as long as that doesn't extend into months and months.
I still have a problem. I still stalk her on Facebook sometimes. I don't know how to stop
social media, it's very hard not to look.
It's so hard, and that's what I'm having issues with now.
Is not looking.
Yeah, and then when I get that urge, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to feel that urge, and I need to watch. I need to see what she's doing.
Well, what do you think you could do when you get that urge? What else could you do instead of going to look?
Oh my gosh. I could call someone. I could go do something, anything else that can.
Are you close with your parents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to move back home, which also sucks. But
there's positives to that too.
There is.
Saving money, no bills,
There
all that
is.
kind of stuff. You can focus on yourself, and it sounds like that's what you are doing.
Yes. Yeah.
But it sounds like you're also scared to get yourself back out there in the dating world.
Very.
Yeah.
Very scared.
But you said the next person that you're with will have to deal with all of your baggage.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that entail?
I think the trusting. I'm scared to let my guard down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the person, I had like a little fling in between like my ex and then now. And I just was like, he asked me why I was like this in like a really nice way. He wasn't rude about it. And I told him like everything that happened, and he's like, well, I understand. And I was like, my guard's like sky high, dude. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just how I am right now.
Well, that's a lot of people, though. A lot of people that have that wall and have that fence up, but that's the thing. When you're with that person, you'll feel comfortable letting that down.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's not a bad thing to have a wall up. It's not bad to be careful of your own feelings and your own self getting hurt, but I don't want that to keep you from like trying new things or getting out there. But it's also if you're ready. I mean, you're in school, you're working, so you might very well not even have time for that.
Right, and that's what I toy with every day. I'm like, I just need to focus on myself. And then there's other days where like all my friends are either married or engaged or pregnant.
That's difficult.
So it's like they never want to go out.
Right.
And it's like, well, I'm not going to go out by myself. And then people are like, you got to go out, put yourself out there. I'm like, how? I'm stuck at home.
Yeah, it is difficult, especially when you're in the school and then you're already in your job and there's not really an influx of people coming in.
Right.
But I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. I mean, you never know when that person is going to walk into your life.
I believe that too.
And, you know, you're where you are for a reason. Things happen for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you are doing a very good job with
Thank you.
with how you're dealing with it. But it has been a long time, and it would be nice for you if you didn't have to think about him as often as you do.
It's been way better. It's been way better. So it's just kind of moving forward every day, and I think he will always obviously have a piece of my heart.
Yeah, which is okay, which is normal.
But I think I'm also struggling with, like, why does he get this happy ending, and I'm kind of stuck, like, you know, in the...
It's always the why me attitude. But you never know what's going on in his life, how his new relationship is. He might very well be upset or not happy, or it's very easy to assume things from social media and what you hear and what you see, but that's not always the case when it comes to that.
That's very true.
And I mean, a lot of people portray happiness and inside they're not, and it's vice versa.
That's very true.
So you can't get too caught up on that, which is a hard thing.
It's really
to
hard.
Get caught up on.
It's really hard because you just think it's all, like, they're all butterflies.
Have you ever thought about deleting some of your social media?
You know what? When we first broke up, I did delete my Snapchat. And I just got a new one a couple months ago, and I don't have anyone on there, like, that's friends with him. And I felt a lot of betrayal because we had a lot of mutual friends. And then on the Snapchat, there would be people over at the house that I used to live in, partying and drinking. And he never wanted to do that when I lived there. So why all of a sudden, just because I had to be up at crack of 30, like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I'm still kind of, like, in my head, like
confused about.
Yeah.
But are you blaming yourself less?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't know if and when I'll ever get closure, and that's what I'm struggling with too.
Do you think you would benefit now from reaching out to him and maybe asking for that closure, asking for, can I meet you and just ease my mind, or would that not be something that you'd be interested in?
I feel like I would punch him in the face. I have a lot of resentment and anger towards him right now. Maybe one day, you know, one of the things he did say to me through a text message was, like, the day we broke up it was like, I hope we can be friends one day, and I told him to go F himself. Like,
Yeah, well, nobody can be friends immediately after that. So definitely time heals all wounds. But
yeah, I definitely agree.
But maybe down the road when you feel more comfortable, because it sounds like you just need him to say, here's what happened, here's how I felt, this is why we ended. Even if it was something of you or something of him, just knowing would fill that hole that you have. And I think that's why you're still struggling and thinking about it.
I think so too. I think I need answers from him, and he's the one that's...
And do you think keeping in touch with his family is making it worse or making it better?
I don't know. And that's what my family asks me. Why are you still friends with his mom on Facebook? Why is she still liking your stuff and commenting on your stuff? And, like, I think half of me is like, well, hopefully to get this other girl pissed because no one likes her there, you know, per their report. So I would feel mean.
But it also doesn't sound like you're trying to weasel your way back in through the family. It sounds like you're just keeping in touch with a family that you were very close with for a long time.
Right.
So I don't think your intentions there are bad, but I'm just wondering if that is causing a dent in the reason why you can't get that closure. Because you still have that
connection.
Yeah.
It could be. And I feel I'm just a big ball of confusion. Like, I think I have my shit together and then I don't. Like, it's like a roller coaster of emotions.
Well, that's a normal thought for everyone to have. But you're on the right track. I mean, you're not sitting at home still upset a year later. You are doing things to better yourself. But do you reach out to his family or do they reach out to you, or both?
They reach out to me usually. Okay. Like, I'll like their stuff on Facebook. And it's just the mom.
Little things.
Little things, but she's the one that comments.
So even if you did want to lose contact, it'd be a little difficult, considering she most likely comes to you.
Right.
Do you think that talking to her about it would benefit? Since that is her son?
It could be.
Maybe she knows a little more.
Yeah.
And can maybe ease your mind, and that if you go that route, you don't have to worry about punching her in the face. You can maybe get a little insight from her instead of him.
Right.
Because, I mean, even though it's been a year flies by, it's still fresh.
Very fresh.
So maybe you could do that with her.
That's a really good idea. And
talk to her about how you've been feeling, and, I mean, she knows him better than anybody.
Could be. Yeah. I'll try that. I don't know. He is, he's an idiot. And I hate seeing him.
And you did see him a couple weeks ago?
I did, and he acted literally like I never want to get back together with him. I just need this.
Well, that's good. That's good that you know that. I think we'd be in a different spot if you were still wishing and hoping that you were together. I think it's very mature, and you've gotten over the fact that we're not good together.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just the answers that you need.
Right. I mean, it sucks because he was such a big part of my life, and of course I wanted it to work out, but I just can't see myself with him anymore.
Okay.
Like,
well, that's a step in itself.
Yeah.
That you realize, because there's many people that couldn't get over that initial thing of we're not supposed to be together, which would be a different problem in itself. So, but closure is a big thing. I mean, people need that to successfully move on, even if it's just something little, like a pet or anything. People need that closure to successfully move on.
I know. It's really hard. One day I'm really, really happy. The next day I'm like really, really sad. The next day I'm really, really lonely.
But do those feelings ever prohibit you from completing your daily tasks, school, work? It's not an overwhelming amount of emotion?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, okay. Well, that's good. So it doesn't sound like you're depressed and need to stay in the house, or you can't do daily functions or anything. You're fine.
Right.
Okay.
I think I was in the attitude of, screw him. Like, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and revenge is gonna be me bettering myself and not sitting here drinking and drowning in my sorrows.
And who got you out of those initial feelings? Who was it, yourself, or did people?
My coworkers, because
Okay.
my company's really, really small. There's like 12 or 13 people that work there, so they really, really helped lift me up.
Okay.
My best
So you have a good
friend-
support system?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Yeah, I'm really.
But it sounds like a lot of your support also came from within.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had that month where I was just like, dude, why did I let myself get like this? What is so wrong with me that he chose this other girl? What is so wrong? Like, what is so perfect about her?
But you don't have those thoughts anymore?
Occasionally,
Okay.
very sporadically, but very minimal.
And have you done things to help boost your self-esteem?
I think so.
Self-esteem is a hard thing to
It
get
is.
up there.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
It took a year for me to like kind of be comfortable. Like I thought I was comfortable with myself a year ago. No way. I was
And when you feel those emotions that come and go, do you do something to get yourself out of that mood? Is there something that helps you?
I like to run.
Okay.
I kind of just I'm at that point where I look back and I'm like, oh, I never want to be that girl again. I never want to look what he turned me into. A freaking depressed, like, controlled, not knowing who I was type of person. I was lost. And in a way, I'm thankful for the breakup.
All right, good. Well, it sounds like you are well on your way.
Yes.
But we need to work with that closure aspect.
Yes.
So maybe, as we said, maybe if you're willing to reach out to the mom or reach out, maybe one of his friends, something along those lines, just so you can get some type of answer. Well, we will meet next week.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.